Welcome to the All-in-One channel. I'm Kelley Rosano, and this is Scorpio, June 2012. Scorpio, we start off the month of June with the Sun in Gemini, and this activates the area of your life that has to do with other people's money, other people's values, boundaries, trust issues, royalties, inheritance, money owed to you. And then we have the Sagittarius full moon lunar eclipse on June 4th, and this is happening in the area of your life that has to do with your money, your resources, your talents, gifts, and abilities, your core values, your sense of self-worth, self-respect, appreciation. So the money houses are really being activated now. And so maybe you're thinking about and, looking at, am I being valued enough? Am I being paid enough? With the crazy economy that we have, I think, a lot of people have been underpaid for a while. And so you're really looking at that. You're looking at your work. You're looking at, okay, how can I make more money? How can I receive more money? And that's a good thing, because that's how we get to the next level. So the full moon Sagittarius eclipse challenges us to step out of the external limitations of what we think and what we know. We've been programmed by parents, teachers, culture, religion, government, and the mass media to see reality in specific ways. We've been trained to worship the mind and the five senses. Yet, 96% of our universe is imperceptible, even to our most sophisticated scientific instruments. So what is real? What is true? This Sagittarius full moon eclipse shows us that those answers cannot come from our head. They must come from our heart. But we really do want to focus on heart-centered living now, because just coming from the mind and limiting our consciousness to the five senses, we're not going to understand what's going on. So this Sagittarius full moon eclipse is summoning us to integrate the masculine and the feminine, our head and our heart, spirit and matter. It is time to move beyond our comfort zones, our self-imposed limitations, fears, and boldly move into our future. The power to create is increasing. We're in fourth dimension. We're moving from fourth dimension to fifth dimension. So the length of time between what we think and manifestation is so it's like instant, okay? So you can think something, it can happen. And so that's why we want to be focused on the positive. We want to be focused on what we can do. We want to be focused on what we have control over and not on what we don't. Now, it doesn't mean the darkness isn't there, or the limitations aren't there, or the negatives aren't there. We're just not giving it more power than it deserves. Wherever the mind goes, energy follows. So focus on what you want to create. You're a powerful sign, Scorpio. Very powerful. Use your power to create more abundance for yourself. Use your power to create the life you really want. And let go of that which no longer serves you. Burn the past. Let it go. Give it over to higher power. Higher power can do something about it. Your money and presence can do something about it. And then that way you have more energy, because you're using your energy where you do have power and control. And you're not taking on things that you don't have power and control over. Now Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, in Gemini, is making a rare eclipse to the Sun on June 5th and 6th. Venus transits occur in pairs. The first one was June 8th, 2004. Previous pairs were 1874 and 1882. The next ones will be 2117 and 2125. So first we had the Gemini solar eclipse on May 20th. That's where the moon eclipsed the sun. Then we had the Sagittarius lunar eclipse where the sun eclipsed the moon on the 4th of June. And now, on the 5th and 6th of June, Venus is eclipsing the sun, which Venus is now downloading the goddess love light energy onto all of us on planet Earth. It is time for women to reclaim their power and speak their truth. It's time for men to reclaim their feminine side. This is taking place in the area of your life that has to do with your money. It has to do with the money owed to you. So having Venus retrograde in the 8th house, your ruling, Scorpio is natural ruler of the 8th house, is very good, because this is good for relationship, it's good for intimacy, it's good for royalties, inheritance, insurance payout, money owed to you. Venus is going to be in there for 4 months because she's retrograde till June 27th, and she's been in there since April, and she'll be in there till August before she goes into Cancer. So take advantage of this, you see, because this part of your life is really being lit up, which means you could see an increase in income. And that income isn't necessarily from the work that you do or the money that you earn from the work that you do. It can be from other people wanting to help you, or money that has been owed to you for a long time. So Venus is stepping it up, wanting to help you receive more money. Now, just a few hours after the peak of this Sagittarius full moon eclipse, Neptune goes retrograde in Pisces at 3 degrees. Neptune is the higher octave planet of Venus. Of course, Neptune is dissolving the illusion of separation, for all are one. And Neptune will be retrograde until November 10th. And this is happening in the area of your life that has to do with true love, romance, and risk-taking. So perhaps you've been involved with a new lover. Perhaps you've been involved in a new relationship. But you haven't been totally sure where things are going because Neptune is there. Well, now that Neptune is drawing down his power, maybe you'll get more clarity in this area. Maybe you're ready to take a risk in work, or a new project, or business, or a love affair. Okay? This is also about creative self-expression. So this is good. Now, those of us that have had planets between the points of 0 and 5 degrees, Pisces, Virgo, and Gemini, Sag, have felt this Neptune effect most strongly. And with Neptune drawing down his power, you know, this is going to give people a break from all of this Neptunian energy, which has been running the show for the first half of 2012, actually. Now, Jupiter enters Gemini on June 11th and will be in Gemini until June of 2013. Okay, we're back in that money house again for you. And this is good for you to get money from other people. You could get money from your partner. Your husband or wife could be making more money. Your husband or wife could inherit money. Your husband or wife or your business partner could be receiving some sort of insurance payout or financial benefit. And so this is really good because, you know, Venus is there, the Sun is there, Mercury is there until June 7th. So this part of your life is really being activated, the money. So if you've been wanting to receive money through taxes, royalties, inheritance, money owed to you by other people, your partner's resources, Jupiter's going to be in there for a year, June of 2012 till June of 2013. So there's money coming your way, Scorpio. And I'm sure you're glad to hear that. I know I would be. So take advantage of this. Whatever you're working on, whether it's a project or your job or your business, you know, the universe has many ways of sending us money. Be open to the possibilities of money coming to you through whichever way the universe wants to give it to you. Whether you win it through the lottery, whether you inherit it, whether it's an insurance payout or a tax payout, or someone has owed you money for a while, or your partner comes into money. Jupiter is there to increase your income, to increase your money. It's really nice. And, you know, being in the cycle of Gemini, Gemini reminds us about duality, the contrast and contradiction. It's an essential element of the human experience, right? We have male and female, we have good and bad, we have light and dark. We're all a mixture of both. And it's about embracing that and accepting that. It's all part of the human experience. And it's interesting because we had a 0-degree Gemini solar eclipse on May 20th. Now we're having the new moon again, only it's not an eclipse, at 28 degrees. So at the beginning of Gemini and now at the end of Gemini. And this is all happening in that big fat money house of yours with big fat Jupiter there now and lovely Venus. Both of them rule prosperity, by the way, Venus and Jupiter. So your money house is really being lit up here with the potential for you to really increase your income and your partner to increase their income. And this is wonderful. So this Gemini new moon is encouraging a radical shift in consciousness because Prime Creator is downloading, bombarding us with goddess love light energy. And just hours after this new moon in Gemini, the sun enters Cancer. So then we have the Cancer, we have summer solstice in the northern hemisphere and winter solstice in the southern hemisphere of Earth. And so we're just being bombarded with goddess love light energy because Prime Creator is using all of these eclipses and new moons and full moons and solstices and sacred dates like 5-5 and 6-6 and 12-12. All of these dates are primal dates that are portals into higher consciousness. And so we are just being bombarded with the higher love, which is, breaking down anything that's less than love, anything that's less than truth. But the breakdown is to break through in our relationships, in our institutions, in our systems. We're being recalibrated to higher love. So we're going to either evolve or dissolve. So we're either going to go to the next level with the relationship or the job or the institution or the system, or it's going to dissolve. Love Prime Creator. So solstice happens just hours after the new moon, which is, solstice is a turning point of the year. Half the year is gone now. And it's a gateway where Prime Creator is downloading to us. And this is happening in the area of your life that has to do with higher consciousness. It's the house of God, your beliefs. So when the sun goes into Cancer, long distance travel, higher consciousness, higher education, using the internet to expand your knowledge, using the internet to expand your business, traveling throughout the planet. It's all very good for you now with the sun in Cancer, which is a sister sign. Harmonious energy flow to you. Mutual admiration society. You're great, you're great, no you're great, no you're great. And so maybe you want to take a trip this summer. Maybe you want to go abroad. Maybe you're building a business on the internet. Maybe you're expanding on the internet. And this is a good time for you to be doing that. Mercury the Messenger entered this part on June 7th. Now the sun on June 20th is in this part of your life of expansion of consciousness, taking long distance trips, your beliefs, looking at your beliefs. Now the biggest astrological event of the year in June, I think, is this revolutionary Uranus square to evolutionary Pluto, your ruling planet. So this happens on June 24th, where Uranus and Pluto square off with each other. And they're going to make 7 exact squares, reshaping our world. It's already happening until 2015. Those of us that have cardinal points and planets between 0 and 12 degrees, Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, Libra, will feel this greatly. The sun will make a hard aspect to this Uranus-Pluto square on June 29th, triggering explosive feelings and powerful events. Creative people will take radical action, technological breakthroughs, and ideological breakthroughs. This can empower us to move beyond our differences and opposing beliefs, for all are one. We are all one human family. So Uranus square Pluto is taking place in the area of your life that has to do with your attitude, how you think, how you communicate, and your lifestyle and your work habits. So if you've been taking care of yourself and you've been speaking your truth and you've been asking for what you need, it won't necessarily affect you personally. It'll be going on in the backdrop. Massive changes are going to be going on in the backdrop of our lives. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to affect you personally unless you have cardinal planets from that 0 to 12 degrees. But, you know, if there's any changes you need to be making in your your community and your travels within a 100-mile radius, traveling back and forth to your job, or being on the computer, or writing, speaking, teaching, and your work habits, your health habits, any changes you need to make in your health habits. Do you need to step it up? What's going on with your lifestyle? Our wealth is in our health. So if you're taking care of your body, if you're, empowering yourself and you're empowering your mind, and you're asking for what you need, then, the changes will be minor. Now, maybe your office is moving. Maybe you want to change your routine at work. Maybe you want to change how you work. And that's a good thing, because change is good. Make friends with change. Change is our friend. And Uranus and Pluto both rule truth. So anything less than truth is going to dissolve. And if you've been standing in your truth, you're going to ride this wave, and you're going to create greater abundance. You're going to work less and make more life. Make more joy. Make more happiness. Make more fun. Make more playtime. Then the good news is stabilizing Saturn goes direct June 25th at 22 degrees Libra and starts flying forward all the way into Scorpio. On October 5th, Saturn into Scorpio. So this is about us all taking a giant step forward. And I know you probably have been feeling like a lot of things have been on hold for you, because with Saturn in Libra, Libra is the 12th sign from Scorpio. So even if you don't have a Scorpio ascendant, Saturn's been in the 12th sign from Scorpio, and the 12th sign for any of us is where we are finishing up. And so having Saturn in Libra is where you're completing the last 28 years cycle. Well, if you're younger than 28, it's your whole life up until now. But for those of us that are over 28, I'm just a little bit over, it is, you're completing a 28-year cycle, because Saturn is between a 28 and 30-year cycle. So when Saturn's been in Libra for the last almost 3 years, you have felt like you've been, frustrated, held back, on hold, false starts. You start something, it stops. You start something, it stops. Well, now that Saturn's flying forward, this is the time now she's going to come out of that 12th house on October 5th, and all the energy is going to be on Scorpio. The spotlight's going to move from Libra to Scorpio. The baton will be passed from Libra to Scorpio. And so this is now your action time. The second half of 2012 is completely different than the first half of 2012, especially since you have all this money being activated in the house of everyone wants to give you their money. So take advantage of this. Saturn's moving forward now. This should help you feel less frustrated, less limited. You're finishing up. Anything that's unfinished right now, finish it up. Because once Saturn gets into Scorpio, you won't have time. You'll be so busy. So take advantage of this. Take advantage of Saturn going direct and flying forward into Scorpio, and finish up whatever needs to be finished. Release the past. Let go of self-imposed limitations. Let go of how you sabotage yourself. Release it. Burn it. Move forward. Now Venus turns direct on June 27th, and this is in the 8th house of everyone wants to give you their money. And so this is exciting. And Venus in Gemini is all about new connections, new truths, new possibilities, communication, education, and cross-cultural exchange. Relationships can finally get back on track again moving forward. June is a great month. It's an action-packed month. We started 2012 with the career and work planets going in reverse. And we only had a window of opportunity of forward movement between December 23rd and January 23rd. Then Neptune took over. And Neptune has been the most powerful planet up until now. And Neptune has nothing to do with business. It has nothing to do with day-to-day tasks and functions to get our jobs done, to get our work done. So many people have felt like their plans and lives have been on hold and delayed. No longer! Because Neptune's in reverse, Neptune's in the back seat, Saturn's flying forward, Mars is flying forward, those are the career work planets, Venus is flying forward now, Jupiter is flying forward, And so Mercury's flying forward, so all the planets are flying forward, so now you can feel like your life is really moving forward and that you can go for that job, you can go for your plans. Everything that's been a burning desire that you've been just like, every time you go to try to do it and it doesn't happen or falls apart or gets delayed, that's all going to fall by the wayside by the end of June. The second half of 2012 is not going to look anything like the first half of 2012. We are going to be moving forward at the speed of light. The second half of 2012 will be breakthroughs and rapid changes for the better and the highest good for all concerned. So move beyond your sense of limitation. Get creative. Thank you for watching, Scorpio. Thank you for liking and sharing my videos. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. You rock. Thank you for your comments, your letters, and your feedback. Thank you to all my clients. You rock. If you would like to work with me and have me take a detailed look at your astrology, it's very easy. You go to my PayPal page, the link is below. You choose the length of the session that you want. Once I see you've made that commitment, I email you my schedule. Then you choose the day and the time that you want. And then we're off and running, rocking and rolling. So until next time, Scorpio, keep looking up.